Alright, I'm going to do another clip for demo after this car gets by. Just want to mention that after about 40 yards, the road flattens out pretty good. Traffic's not too bad. My cameraman will stick with me. And then let's try to get some at the bottom part too, if it works out. So I'm going to slow down here. Good. Awesome. Hey, it's Michael. San Diego Skateboard Longboard Race Club. Really excited to present my pump and push board. It's been a project of mine for a few years. I was working on making an enduro board, one that I would work for downhill, one that I could use for freeride. Also LDP. I got into marathons last year, but I found the push boards to be really fun as well. And so it's just been a journey for me to kind of fuse a few of the disciplines together. And testing numerous trucks, I came up with my pump and push board. And you know, I was really fortunate to try a lot of different products. I don't want to put down any companies, but there are some surf skateboards and there's a lot of products out there for pump. And I was trying to come up with an alternative that someone could have a board that was great for pushing and also could be used as a pump board, but then with a slight change it could also be a freeride board. And what's unique about this setup is, even though it's a pump and push board, it works pretty awesome for light freeride. And so it's really about, you know, your speed on freeride. But when I'm going fast, when I get the pump going on a light grade road, the stability, the resistance, the kind of like I look at it as like suspension, is really solid. Trying different reverse kingpin trucks. You know, some of them felt squirrely when I was going fast, and to get, you know, with numerous brands of companies that I tried, I'm gonna really stick to the one that worked for me, which is the Vector Bennett's. And I've actually wedged, and really our club isn't just about, you know, I had a production run of this board, and it's the way that I'm raising funds to do some of our Outlaw events to give out prizes. And obviously if you've ever gone on, you know, I'm also a Preacher for Jesus Rules Ministry. We have the goal to do outreaches for kids, and so I was looking for a way as well to raise some funds for our outreaches. So I had, you know, I pulled the trigger, I got some boards made, and when I felt like I knew that I could build something for multiple disciplines, but also be exceptional. And this is one of the exceptional ones, the pump and push with the ability to freeride. And so I'm going to share, like what I was trying to say was, I'm going to share the details of this, because if you don't have the money to buy our decks, that's fine. Right now, I think it's not important. If I can share the information where you can modify your board, that's what this video is really the main purpose. So I'm going to give you some details, starting with myself. Like, I'm 5'10", I weigh 190 pounds. This board is, there are some pump boards that work better on straight, nothing but flat ground, but like I said, this is like a multi-purpose board, so even though it's awesome for pump, it works best on pump with just the slightest of grades. But it's also, again, really good for going fast at speed. Now, the one truck that I found I liked the best for the rear was the Randall, and I'll get into that in a minute. But I've got a Rogue truck, not a Rogue, I'm sorry, that's one of my favorite LDP setups. My Vector Bennett's, I've actually wedged them to make the rake a little bit steeper. But this combination, I can't say enough about it, and really what makes it work is the fact that I had access to just almost every setup you could think of with Riptide, and so just a big shout out to Riptide Sports for hooking me up. And this, now going back to the Randall truck, and I'm gonna not, talk is cheap. I'm gonna take this board out. I don't know if this little part of the clip is gonna be in the beginning or if I'm gonna put actually the action video clip in front. But I have a cameraman today, and I hope to capture, I'm gonna run a few clips of this board so you could make a decision on yourself when you see this thing in action. If my cameraman would kind of view over here, this is the same deck that I have a production run, and with numerous trucks from, I got Bears here, I got some Sabres here, I got Sabres set up with different bushing setups, I've got Paris with multiple bushing setups, I've got some Charger 2s with multiple bushing setups, I have some Arsenals in here with different style wheels. I have a collection of wheels, and the one board with all the setups was this one for pump and push. This one just smoked everything, and that's why I'm gonna start with talking about, relatively within the next few weeks I'll talk about the different setups for different disciplines of longboarding. But this was, I was, yeah, let me just say I was happy. These are 42 degrees Randall trucks. You might have a problem finding 150 hangers, because you want it to match the truck in the front, which is the Vector Bennett. Another thing too is, this wasn't purpose, but it ended up working the best, was I used Kiro wedges for this so that I had multiple uses. If my cameraman zooms in, I should have had the box with all the Kiro products, but you can buy like a kit. I think I actually bought mine. Well, anyway, I don't want to, they're available. Just Google it and you'll find it. So this is about, I think, 5 degrees is all that I've wedged these Bennetts right here. And that is because when you combine two different trucks, and you want to have the board the same height. So if I would have just put the Vector Bennetts with the Randalls, it would have been tilted. Now, some people like it lower in the front, or which makes it higher in the back, or vice versa. But I wanted the trucks to be equal. Now the Vector Bennetts, with the stock bushings, it's really loose. So because I want stability also when I'm pushing, I use the WFB. This is a 90A fat cone with the flat washer on here. And then, because I still want it to be snappy, I used I think it's a 91, the crank right here. It's a crank bushing, it's just the cone, and with a standard small cup right here to go on the cone. These are 6.0 Bennett's, so with, before I forget to mention, side set wheels. Now, before I forget to mention, I'm using some Cougars. They're hard to find from Metal Mother, from Dregs, but I'm doing my research. I hope to order them in the next few days. Are some Star Trek from Kryptonics. They actually have some 75 millimeters that are only, which would be only 1 millimeter smaller than these 76s. The Duro on these Dregs are 83, and you can even get harder Duros with the Kryptonics. All the reviews I've read, everyone likes them. You can get them in two styles, and the reason why I'm kind of interrupting my talk about the trucks is you want side set, and Kryptonics makes some that are offset where the hub is inside a little bit, which pulls the wheels in, but you have to have side set wheels because this deck is 30.50 inches center to center. I get the decks from the factory I had. This is Wisconsin 9-ply maple. I've got them in 10-ply to mod decks for heavier riders. But I do all these mods myself depending on the setup. So this has been modded. And really, I don't like flex. I'm just going to be straight with you. I've tried different boards with flex. It didn't work for me. Because I'm a free rider. I like to slide my board. I don't want the board to get, I want it to react. And really for push, I don't want the board to wobble back and forth. I mean, there's all kinds of people that sell different style boards and they want some suspension in the deck and it's good for your knees, and I respect that. But this is just my personal preference without trying to throw out any like, this is the best, but this is the best for me. I mean, I want to be clear about that. In the back here, I have the 42-degree Randall. These are the R2s. They've just come out with R3s. I don't know how they're going to work in comparison with this. I don't know if they make a 42-degree base plate. This is the 42-degree base plate here. I know Riptide has some awesome cups for this. It'll say R2 right here. And what I suggest is if you're having a hard time getting Randalls that are, well, see, my problem was I had to buy 180 hangers with my Randalls to get the 42 base plates. But you know, if you shop, you'll find them. I mean, there's tons of them out there. But the reason I bring up the 180 hangers is if you buy a set of these, I wouldn't buy just one. I would actually get an extra truck that's a I would actually get an extra set of 180 trucks, because this board with some Randalls would be an awesome free ride board. It would work as well for downhill. Like, I like the multi-purpose aspect of this because I've spent thousands of dollars and I know what the economy is like out there. And so I'm just trying to say, like, okay, you're going to have an awesome pump and push board, but you're not stuck with just a quick change of the trucks, or even just modifying these bushings with the Vector Bennett. It'll work good as a free ride board. But for purposes of, you know, this setup, this is a pump and push board. And I would say that if you're a beginner, you would probably want a little bit stiffer bushing setup here. With all my deck sales, I offer a free tech support. I think the price point that I'm going to start for just join San Diego Skateboard Longboard Race Club, this is a member price. The club is for free. I think 80 bucks. I'm comfortable with that. Like I said, I have to set this up, and I'll work with you. I mean, if I have to buy the parts to test what you have that I don't have, I'll be more than happy to, because you know, this is kind of like my thing for my ministry is to support the community of skateboarding. It's an awesome sport, something worth doing, something worth spending your time on. It's a lot of fun too. Anyway, we're going to do some clips on the road with this board. What's nice, the concave isn't very aggressive on this deck. It's, again, I'll mention 30.50 from inside truck diameter, 9 7/8 widths with a light concave. It doesn't have a rocker, which is something I prefer. This is just, Wisconsin hard rock maple. I can't say enough about this board, and more videos to come, obviously. My cameraman shows out there. I've been having, you know, lots of fun trying different setups, incorporating, you know, I mean, I've been working on this for years, and so it's really fun for me to share the knowledge I have. And so if you're a different weight, you're different height, I have some people that want to help me, and I can do some more testing if there's a parameter that I'm not really covering here. And like I said, I also have had some requests in the past for some heavier riders, and so I have the 10-ply decks, and for a few fortunate members that get a hold of me in time, I've also made this board without any clear coat, so it's ready for a graphic to be put on it. And the other thing too is, if you're a shorter rider, I can modify the deck for you, but I would really suggest showing up. I do clinics, and you know, for club members, I always try to make myself available. San Diego Skateboard Longboard Race Club, and I have a lot of different sizes already, so rather than cut one of my boards that are perfect as they sit right now, if once you try some different setups and we're sure of what you want, then we go from there. Okay, so anyway, I don't know if this is going to be in the beginning or at the end of some demo rolls we're going to do. I'm excited to get out there and get it done. Again, I always let people know I serve the King, Jesus Christ. I'm not ashamed of that. So even though the club's not religious, I've had some people go like, well, why don't you have a Christian club and talk to just Christians? Well, because I'm not going to do that. I talk to everybody. I accept everyone. It's not a specific, oh, you got to be a Christian to be in my club, or this, that, or the other. It's JesusRulesMinistry.com for those that are interested in Christ. And really, if you're not interested in Jesus, it's you know, that's not on me. I don't have a problem with it. So anyway, that's my little disclaimer to throw out there. You know, that's it. Yeah. So I'm ready to get some footage of this bad boy rolling. Michael, peace. We'll see ya.